Hello and welcome back to AS Drake, one of the worst channels on YouTube, but by God, I'm still gonna try. So, episode 3, Rosa. Now, this is a good episode in most ways, I thought. There are a couple of issues I have with it, though, that I'll get onto a bit later on in the video, though. So, starting right off, it looks like all the episodes from now on are going to have the titles playing right at the beginning of the episode, rather than having, like, a pre-titles intro scene or something like we've had since 2005, which is kind of interesting. That's what they did with the classics. They always had the titles first and then straight into the episode. So that's I kind of like that. It's something a bit different after all these years of having a pre-titles scene. So, you know, that's alright. Yeah, it feels very, very classic Who, even if I did quite like a lot of the pre-titles opening scenes that they had in the last few years or so. But, yeah. That's only a minor detail, doesn't make much difference to the episode as far as I'm concerned. Moving on. Now, it was also quite nice to see some more of the TARDIS in this one as well, since last episode we only really saw it at the end of the episode, and we didn't really see a massive amount of it, if I'm honest, because it was so dark. Now, I might be wrong, I might just not have really been paying attention, or I might have misremembered, but it looks like they may have brightened the TARDIS up a bit as well, which is quite good, because the only real complaint I had last week was with the TARDIS was that it was way too dark and I didn't like a dark TARDIS. So it looks like they may have brightened it up a bit, which if they have, then I'm happy, so that's good. Yeah, anyway, regardless of that, the new TARDIS is starting to grow on me quite a bit. I quite like it, it's really good. It's quite nice. Next point. There's also kind of a return to form to the old 60s episode, with some more historical episodes coming out as well recently. It seems like we're going to get a few of them in this series. Obviously they're not pure historicals like they used to do back in the 60s, which for years now I've been hoping that they do a couple of pure historicals every now and then, just because, I don't know, I want to see if they can still pull them off. But no, we're getting some historicals. They are pseudo-historicals, but those are always enjoyable as well, so it's alright. We haven't had a proper one of them in a few years, I don't think. Not a good one, anyway. So yeah, more historicals. Yay! And in terms of the actual plot in this one, the actual story of this one itself, I mean, when it comes to segregation in America and all that stuff, it's not really something that I'm too familiar with, but I do know the stuff about Rosa Parks specifically, and the plot itself is a pretty sound and self-contained little story. And, I mean, it kept me entertained all the way through, and I suppose kept me entertained and engaged all the way through even, and I suppose that's the main goal of a TV show, so they must have done something right in that regard. Yeah, a Doctor Who episode about a future racist space criminal going back in time to try and alter the events of the whole black people getting rights thing actually turned out to be a pretty good thing, and I suppose it's quite relevant in today as well. I also thought they did a pretty good job of portraying 1950s Montgomery as well. That was really convincing, so give me an A for that too! Also, I really want to mention something else as well before I forget. Obviously when Rosa does a whole famous get arrested on the bus scene and they all go out playing this, they go all out playing this song, and I don't know what the song is, but it's this like inspirational song for an inspirational scene kind of song. Yeah, something like that. I get them playing it the first time during the first scene. That's fine, it kind of works, but I wasn't really a fan of them repeating it again as a replacement to the end credits theme at the end of the episode. I didn't like them replacing the Doctor Who theme with whatever song this was at the end. I thought that was probably taking it a bit too far, and it ended up feeling kind of preachy by that point. I mean, it just got to the point where it felt like they were going, "Look how great Rosa Parks is!" And I know she's an important and great person, but even that asteroid named after her at the end, I just think they were trying way too hard and they just went way too far with it. Just a bit too full on there. Graham's Steve Jobs scene was quite funny though. Grace gets another mention as well. And of course Ryan is given a pretty damn big amount of attention, as you'd expect in an episode like this with that particular kind of character. And it looks like we're finally starting to see a few glimpses of Yaz's character development come through at long bloody last. And since we're supposed to be meeting some of her family members in the next episode, I'm hoping that we'll get some proper juicy character development from that character. 4 episodes in. better late than never, I guess. I think I can safely say that the 13th Doctor is A-OK. There's no doubt that she is a great Doctor. Didn't really expect to not like her. I mean, I've liked all the other Doctors so far, so why should this one be any different? Yeah. Also, I quite like the way that the Doctor interacts with Krasko, the main villain in this. Is kind of, it was good hero / villain interaction. There you go. That's all I'll say. I like that. Also, while I'm on the subject of Krasko, I thought he was really convincingly ruthless and quite a big bastard, actually. Really convincing that he's an absolute space racist, Nazi killing, criminal, murderous, rampaging arsehole dude. Yes, that term is now trademarked, courtesy of AS Jake Productions. I'm just trying to pad out this video because I feel like it's going to be a bit short. There's a nice little nod to River Song as well, with Krasko being from the Stormcage prison, the same one that she was in. I mean, it's not really a nod to River as such, but it's just a nice little bit of Doctor Who continuity lore that I picked up on. So, yeah. Right, there goes the scripted part of the video. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Once again, I feel like the main villain in this one was kind of shoved into the background. He was doing stuff the whole episode, but we just never saw him doing it. We just see the Doctor and the companions trying to undo the crap that he does, and wow, the way that he gets permanently defeated in this is so underwhelming and anticlimactic. It's just, hey, Ryan, I'm a racist space dick. Yeah? Well, I got your little gun here. Bye-bye. And we're just going to go and fix the mess you made. Quite anticlimactic, even for a one-off villain like this guy seems to be. And I would like to have a bit more of a confrontational conclusion to his involvement in this story, rather than just Ryan zapping him God knows where and then they just sort out the crap that he's buggered up and go home. A little bit more stuff would have been nice, but now we just shove him off to one side for good and go on and do the whole glorified Rosa Parks tribute thing. It isn't massive, but I feel like there's a slight imbalance in the focus between villain and the other main point of this episode with Rosa Parks and all that stuff. Would have been nice if they levelled those things out a bit, and I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore, so this would probably be a good a place as any to end this rambling mess of a video that I don't reckon is going to get any more than 20 views at the most if I'm lucky. Computer's falling asleep on me. So yeah, Doctor Who Series 11 Episode 3, Rosa. Yeah, pretty good. I don't know if I enjoyed it quite as much as Episode 2 or 1. I think 2 is probably my favourite out of the first 3 episodes so far, but it's still fairly close though. Yeah, really good plot. It's quite intense in some places, even if it is a bit of a low-key style story for Doctor Who, although it does have disastrous consequences if they buggered it up. But yeah, decent episode. Next one's about spiders, so I like spiders. I bet you it's going to have nothing to do with Planet of the Spiders, which, much to my dismay, you're looking at the face of a disappointed John Pertwee fan here, Chibnall. Remember this face! I've always got to get at least one weird bit in every video, haven't I? This pad, it's got a Sontaran on it, and if you move it, its helmet disappears and comes back on. I don't know if you can see it, but Jake, just end the fucking video before people leave. Anyway, that was my random, incoherent thoughts on episode 3, and if you enjoyed the video then please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm really bad at doing this, I'm sorry. Congratulations if you made it this far. See ya soon. Can you still see me? I don't know.